top 10 biggest flops in NBA history. For every Michael Jordan and LeBron James, we get 10 Darko Milicics who failed to live up to the hype from the analysts, whether or not they crack under the pressure of playing against world-class competition, or were drafted into a position they weren't ready for. The league has seen more busts than we can count. In this list, we'll be looking at players who simply couldn't meet the high expectations of fans. This is the top 10 biggest flops in NBA history. Number 10, Grant Hill. Every die-hard NBA fan will know the tragedy of Grant Hill's career. The young Hill showed promise on the court. He could do everything, and was putting up numbers that had analysts saying he was Michael Jordan material. And then, in the blink of an eye, he lost it all to an ankle injury at the start of the millennia. While G-Money should have been resting, his doctor gave him some bad counsel and he returned to the court only to worsen his injuries. Due to this oversight, Hill has been plagued by health problems his entire career, and will always be left with what could have been. Number 9. Dwight Howard. Dwight the Daily Double Howard is another NBA superstar who just can't overcome an injury. In Howard's case, it's his back that's giving him trouble. This game revolves around being a finisher in the pack and roll, and he loves going solo on the posts, but he just can't move like he used to. The Superman was turned back into a Clark Kent over a simple back injury. Number 8. Andrew Bynum. Like other players on this list, Bynum had suffered a lot of injuries that were hurting his ceiling, but it wasn't the injuries that did him in, it was his motivation. Bynum was outspoken about how he didn't enjoy his career as an NBA superstar, and after receiving injuries that would stay with him for a lifetime, can we blame him? The Sixers expected big things out of him, but after joining the team, he never played a single game. Number 7. Lamar Odom. After reaching the championships twice with the Lakers, people were looking forward to what Odom would do as a free agent, and he did a lot of things. He was arrested and charged for driving under the influence, his wife filed for divorce, and he ended up in a coma for 4 days after an overdose. While we hope Odom is staying healthy and out of trouble, it should go without saying that he absolutely killed any remaining years he had with the NBA. Number 6. Chris Webber. During his prime, there were very few players who could play at his level. With an offense that shredded the enemy team's defense, we all expected Webber to become one of the GOATs, but it just wasn't meant to be for him. He faced stumbling blocks at what seemed like every point in his career, most famously his beef with coach Don Nelson that prevented him from reaching his potential. Number 5. Derrick Rose. One of the most recent flubs on this list, things are not looking up for Rose. The youngest winner of the NBA MVP award is burned out way too quickly. Simply put, his injuries don't let him compete at the level that he was playing at in the early 2010s. He still has a few great games, but they're just a sad reminder of what could have been. Number 4. Penny Hardaway. You know the headlines, this rookie is the new MJ. They usually don't come true, but Hardaway wasn't supposed to be the next Michael Jordan. He was going to be the next Magic Johnson. Unfortunately for all of us, the Orlando-based super team dream would never come true after Hardaway's body succumbed to injuries and he was forced out of the league in 2008. Number 3. Adam Morrison. Morrison's short career was devastating. The Larry Bird lookalike was plucked out of his rookie season and placed in a world-class team way too fast. While he was a good player, he couldn't be the scoring lead that the Bobcats needed him to be. After 3 short years in the NBA, he tore his ACL in the 2010 preseason and would never recover. Number 2. Greg Oden. Oden's short 5-year run is another cautionary tale of a man's body giving out before his spirit is ready to quit fighting. Hyped up as a center who could break an all-time 10's greatest list, Oden suffered a microfracture in his leg, then he suffered a bone bruise, and finally a fractured kneecap. While he fought to stay on the court as long as he could, Oden was advised that his health complications would worsen if he didn't stop playing, so he retired in 2014. And number 1, Shaquille O'Neal. This one might be a little controversial, but hear us out. How can one of the NBA's top 10 greatest players of all time be number 1 on this list? Shaquille O'Neal didn't have to settle for top 10, he could have been the best player in the league's history. As a rookie, the man was pulling out numbers most NBA players couldn't even hope for in their prime. He was a monster on the court, but he got complacent. He quit training as hard, stopped playing as many games, and, as you all know, got into a heated public feud with Kobe that destroyed the Lakers, leaving him wandering from team to team for the rest of his NBA career. Most people see Shaq's career as a success, but we can't help but think about what could have been. That's all the time that we have for today. What did you think of this list? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to drop a like and ring that subscriber bell to stay up to date on our future videos.